Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the McFarlane DC Multiverse Rebirth Lobo, and this is the Platinum Chase variant. This is the unpainted artist-proof version. Completely gray figure, unpainted, great for customizing purposes. I happened to be at Walmart today. They had a bunch of new figures. They had a ton of Hazmat Batman, a ton of Dark Knight Armored Batman, Blue Edition, a couple green armored Lex Luthor, some Rebirth Superman, and they had a regular Lobo as well as the Platinum Chase variant. Funny little story. I texted a buddy of mine, asked if he wanted Lobo. He didn't answer, so I put him down, went to check out, bought this guy. My buddy answered. I went back there and somebody else had already picked up Lobo and was holding him. I asked if the guy was going to buy him. He said yes, so I didn't push the issue. Very happy to have another Platinum figure checked off my list. Now, I know a lot of people don't like the artist-proof figures, and frankly, I don't really like them either. I'm a completist. I'm going to be getting everything from this line, so I'm happy to check one more off the list. Still currently looking for 1 unpainted Rebirth Superman, 2 unpainted Gotham Knights Red Hood, 2 unmasked 1966 Riddler, and then 2 Dark Knight Returns unpainted Batman and 2 Dark Knight Returns unpainted Robin figures. If anybody happens to get one and doesn't want one, please drop me a line. I would love to buy it off you. The Rebirth Lobo figure is an absolutely fantastic figure. A big-time home run for McFarlane. So let's go and check out the packaging here. As you can see, 22 points of articulation. McFarlane Toys, ages 12 plus. DC Multiverse Lobo. McFarlane Platinum Edition. Very cool. Don't see that too often. One side of the package, Lobo for DC's Rebirth. Other side, simply says Lobo. At the bottom, got a bunch of credits, and there is a barcode, in case that helps anybody. But it's going to be the same barcode for the regular Lobo. On the back, there's Lobo post up, and here are a bunch of other recently released McFarlane DC Multiverse figures you should check out. So with no further ado, let's open him up. Alright, now that we got this figure out of the package, here he is with all his accessories laid out. He does come with a display stand, a collector's card, and then Lobo's signature chain and hook. Before we take a look at the accessories, let's talk about and check out the actual figure. So this is Lobo for the Rebirth comics, the main man, and this is the unpainted artist-proof Platinum Chase variation. Now a lot of people are going to be getting these unpainted figures because they want to customize them, they want to paint them themselves, and that's really cool. I'm getting these guys because I'm a completist and I'm trying to get every single variation of every single figure that McFarlane makes in their DC Multiverse line. So far, I have the unpainted versions of both Lobo and Swamp Thing. Still looking for a Rebirth Superman, 2 Gotham Knights Red Hoods, and I'll be looking for a couple of Dark Knight Returns Batman and Robin figures. If somebody gets one and doesn't want one, because I can definitely see a lot of people not wanting them, drop me a line in the comments, we can work something out. So let's take a look at them. And I'll tell you, with these unpainted figures, you can really see some of the details on the sculpt. Now taking a look at this guy, you could even repaint this guy to just a straight regular biker. Big old dude. Yeah, he has sort of a mask type thing on his face, but you can barely see it. Long flowing hair, mean face, scruffy beard. Barely even looks like Lobo right now. Some spikes on his jacket. Leather jacket made of a soft material. You can see the texture on his t-shirt or white beater. Got some holes on it. Double jointed elbows. Double jointed knees. Skulls on the knees. Skulls on the belt. The pants look good. Definitely screams jeans. I mean, everything looks really nice in this figure. And it all looks quite a bit inferior to the painted version. This definitely came out a lot worse here. This jacket is really cool in the regular version. So, cool figure, although very unpractical and useless to a bunch of people. And just a closer look at his face or head sculpt. The sculpting of McFarlane figures is typically fantastic. A lot of times it's a paint job that kind of brings the sculpt down. And that's not really me complaining. These are $20 mass market figures. You don't expect anything exquisite on their paint jobs. But I find their sculpts are superior to the paint jobs in most cases. This guy's no exception. He looks great, although my Lobo had an excellent paint job as well. Now some of the other heroes, like Superman, I can see you possibly use the unpainted version as a statue, maybe in a Hall of Heroes or something like that. but ain't nobody gonna make a statue of Lobo and put him in a Hall of Heroes. So I really can't think of a lot of alternative uses for this guy. Now let's take a look at his accessories, and let's start with the boring stuff. Here's his display stand. Typical McFarlane stand. Black perfect circle, says DC at the bottom, one peg for the peg holes on his feet. Very thin, very basic. Now let's look at his collector's card. As you can see, it's an image of the Lobo figure, and it's completely in black and white. Lobo from DC's Rebirth. On the back side, there is a description. If you want to read that, go ahead and pause now. Here's the Platinum Chase variant version of Lobo's collector's card on the left, next to the standard version on the right. Here's his chain and hook. This thing is unpainted, it's completely gray, which actually works nice for this kind of accessory. Works for both the chain and the hook part. Made of a soft material, has a lot of give to it. The chain will wrap around his arm. Then we have this hook part here. It'll dangle it aside or bring his bounty closer to him. You can see it's got a lot of different wear on it. Here's the unpainted version of Lobo's accessory, next to the standard version. Here's Lobo, holding the hook, dangling at his side. Now I wanted to see if there were any differences between the unpainted Lobo and the painted Lobo, besides the obvious fact that he's unpainted. And there are not. They are 100% the same figure. The only Platinum Chase variants I can think of McFarlane has made with different sculpt jobs would be the Ben Affleck Batman. His goggles were up. And then also in My Hero Academia, All for One, they had a pretty different version for the Platinum Chase variant. Now one thing I wanted to point out, the big difference on the back, and it's not a sculpted difference, but the paint job here, Bite Me Fanboy, is freaking awesome. It definitely looks kind of bad blank like that. Now they've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories. Now let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, he's standing at about 8 inches tall, which could translate to about 20 centimeters. Now let's check out his articulation. Starting with his head here, of course, it can rotate from side to side. He can look up and down about that far, not too bad. Can tilt his head from one side to the other, giving a good amount of personality. Shoulders on a ball joint, goes out more than 90 degrees, up, down, around, all that good stuff. He's got a butterfly joint between his shoulder and chest. It is covered up by his jacket pretty nicely, increases the range of motion. Bicep cut below that. Double jointed elbows. His wrist has ball on it, can rotate, and it's going to be hinged as well. Ball joint his torso, rotate around, go forward and back. Another one is waist, rotate around, forward and back. Pretty good range of motion in his whole torso area. Legs, pretty much complete off the splits. Not a ball joint, but a similar type concept. Rotation, pretty minimal. Go forward about this far, and that does concern me if they make a motorcycle in the future. Back, not at all. Double jointed knees. And this ankle here has a ball in it. Goes forward and back. Can rotate. Can tilt and rock, although mine seems a little stuck. And toe articulation. Here's Lobo, the main man, coming down to Earth to hunt his bounty. Batman meets Commissioner Gordon on the GCPD rooftop. Gordon tells Batman there isn't a break-in to Arkham Asylum. Someone is trying to kill the Joker. Batman meets with some of his allies and sidekicks and explains to them they have to save the Joker's life. Damian asks, why do we have to save Joker? He'd be better off dead. The whole city would be better off without him. And Batman simply replies, that's not how we do things. We do this by the book. Batman now takes the Batmobile to Arkham Asylum. The Batman family finds the Joker. There's a trail of destruction from Arkham Asylum. He's still on the asylum grounds. Batman and Nightwing explain they're here to help him, but something's just not right. In the back, Barbara Gordon and Damian Wayne seem rather annoyed they have to risk their lives to save the Joker, but they understand what it is to work for Batman. They hear something loud land on the rooftop above them, and as they look up, they realize this is it. They start suiting up and getting ready for battle. Although Barbara and Damian are taking their sweet time, Lobo here starts pointing at the Joker. He's speaking in an alien language that nobody can understand. He's taking a very aggressive stance. Batman and Nightwing put themselves between the Joker and Lobo. They are not going to let him take Lobo without a fight. They're throwing everything they can at Lobo. He seems almost indestructible. He's so strong and powerful, he gets the upper hand quickly. This prompts Damian and Barbara to jump into action, almost like they're defending Batman and Nightwing, and to not bother to defend the Joker. They're throwing absolutely everything they have at Lobo, exploding batarangs, ice bombs, grapnel ropes. He's like an indestructible force, just moving through all of it. Our heroes watch in defeat as Lobo approaches the Joker. He starts choking him. He's going to take out his target, and there's nothing Batman & Co. could do about it. And as crazy as it sounds, at this point, the Joker's body falls off like a shell. Lobo's continuing to choke him. Batman is just watching in confusion. It turned out, Lobo's bounty wasn't the Joker the entire time. It was simply an alien fugitive posing as the Joker. Batman, Nightwing, Robin, and Batgirl simply watch in shock as everything unfolds in front of them. Now let's check them out, next to some other action figures, starting off with some other McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here's the Unpainted Lobo, next to the standard version of Lobo. The standard version of Lobo is a fantastic release. I guarantee that guy's going to be hard to get a year from now. Now let's check him out, next to some other McFarlane Platinum Chase variants from both their DC Multiverse line and some other lines. Here he is, next to the only other unpainted figure that I have. This is McFarlane's Mega Figure Swamp Thing. This is the artist proof variant, the only one I have so far, but I'm looking to get them all. And here, next to the Platinum Chase variant of the Ben Affleck Batman from Zack Snyder's Justice League, this one has the goggles up. Then, next to the Platinum Chase variations of McFarlane's Injustice 2 figures, we've got the silver Gorilla Grodd and the lighter blue Dr. Fate. I did end up getting 3 of the silver Platinum Chase variations of Gorilla Grodd. I used them as some soldiers in his gorilla army. And here, next to the Platinum Chase variant, gold Arkham Knight Batman and gold Arkham Origins Deathstroke. Then, next to the Platinum Chase variants, bronze Arkham Asylum Batman and bronze Arkham Asylum Joker. And here, next to the Platinum Chase variant figures from McFarlane's 1966 Batman Classic TV series line, we have Joker with a mask on and Robin with the mask off, still trying to track down the unmasked Platinum Chase variant of Riddler. Here he is, next to McFarlane's Mortal Kombat 11 Platinum Chase figures. We have the gold Noob Saibot and the bloody Shao Kahn and Liu Kang. Then, next to McFarlane's My Hero Academia Platinum Chase variant of All for One. Here he is, with the Platinum Chase variant of Gerald from Witcher 3. Then, next to a Necron Platinum Chase variant from McFarlane's Warhammer line. And finally, next to a McFarlane Spawn Platinum Chase variant of Redeemer. Here are all the different Platinum Chase variant figures I have from various McFarlane lines. The only ones that I'm looking for that I don't have are Rebirth Superman, Gotham Knights Red Hood, Dark Knight Returns Batman, Dark Knight Returns Robin, and 1966 Riddler. Now let's check him out, next to some other recently released McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here he is, next to a couple of Lex Luthor figures. Then, next to Superboy Prime and the Dark Knight Returns Armored Batman, Blue Edition. And here he is, next to the Birds of Prey Harley Quinn and the Mortal Kombat 11 Joker. Then, next to the complete Batman the 3 Jokers wave. This is one of the best waves McFarlane has made to date. And here, next to McFarlane's Year 2 Batman. Then, next to a few McFarlane Swamp Thing mecha figures. And here he is, next to the Batman Who Laughs and Robin Crow 4-pack. Now let's check him out, next to some action figures from different various companies, to see how he fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix him with. Now he's not going to fit in with much else style-wise as he's unpainted. Here he is with some of his McFarlane Toys brothers. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from McFarlane Toys, all 7-inch scale. Then, next to some more McFarlane Toys, these are from different various video game properties. And now, next to some Jakks-specific wrestling figures. And here he is, next to some DST or Diamond Select toys. Then, next to some DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures. And here he is, next to some NECA figures. Then, with some Mattel wrestling figures. And now, next to some Jazzwares AEW wrestling figures. And here he is, next to some Mezco 112 collective figures. Then, next to some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse figures. And here, next to some Mayfix figures. Then, next to some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And here he is, next to some SH Figure Arts action figures. And finally, next to some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. Overall, Lobo's a fantastic figure, but the painted version is. I believe I rated that guy at least an 8.5 out of 10. One of McFarlane's home run figures. Now this unpainted version, it shows you just how good the sculpt truly is. It's fantastic. Big, huge, bulky, intimidating Lobo. But this unpainted one doesn't really do much for me. I realize it's not really meant to be played or displayed with like so. It's meant either as a collector's item, probably to remain unopened, or for customizers to mess around with. As it is, the accessory, the articulation, the figure, they're all good, but I just don't like the fact that none of it's painted. And that's probably a pretty obvious reaction. If I had to rate this guy, I'd probably give him a 5 out of 10. I just don't really see what I could ever do with this figure besides having him in the bin with the rest of my McFarlane stuff. Now the Superman, maybe could be a statue of Superman. The Swamp Thing, I use him as the evil version when Poison Ivy controls him. But I'm not really thinking of something good I can do with Lobo or Red Hood yet. If you have any suggestions, drop me a line in the comments below. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comments section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.